Y'all gonna get a massage?
Mateo gets me massage.
That's what's up.
Mateo.
I think y'all got like the best wings in Miami. Gotta be the best wings in Miami. What's going on? Look at this lint in my beard. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Just tapping in with y'all because you know what we doing. We back here in Miami as usual. In the streets. First thing that I do when I land is I gotta come and get me some wings from the gas station. Now, a lot of y'all might be looking at me like, Anton, you supposed to be bougie. You ain't supposed to be going to get wings from the gas station. But the best wings in Miami is here at the gas station. So it is what it is. So what up, y'all? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I just dropped a new video inside of the Patreon, a full-length interview, and it's crazy, with Charleston White. He talks about his situation with Tasha K, Tony the Closer. It's a lot. I don't even want to go into details. I don't want to give you my opinion. I think I got a lot of gray. It's a combination, a lot of gray and a lot of lint. Because I had on a new hoodie on the plane on my way here. And you know how the new hoodies are, the inside, all of that, whatever. We got a line of hoodies that's coming soon too, so make sure y'all tap in. And when you come into the hood, let me give you 3 tips. 3 tips just about Miami. Not the only 3. Maybe I'll give y'all an updated 3 based off of my experience here. I've lived here for an extended period of time. I fly here probably about a good 12 to 15 times in a year. I spend an extended period of time here. We got the Patreon meetup on New Year's here. So as an out-of-towner that is intimately familiar with what's going on here, let me give y'all 3 things that I noticed about Miami. First of all, I'm gonna give you the obvious. The first thing that you wanna do if you wanna be here in Miami for any extended period of time or you wanna move here is I suggest you learn Spanish, right? I've already started taking classes. I've already started brushing up on my Spanish. Not just because I'll be in Miami for an extended period of time, but because I just wanted to be bilingual. So I already am familiar with one additional language outside of English. And so now we're starting to embrace a separate language, which is Spanish. And the Spanish is not very difficult to learn. What's going on, big dog? How you feel? You ain't expect to see me here, did you? Yeah, what up, though, fam? I appreciate it, bro. What's your name? What's your name, big dog? It don't matter, man. Listen, everybody is a part of the crew, bro. You got to jump on the blog, no?
I'm trying to, man.
Yo, what up, though?
It's good, man.
Hey, listen, I told him I'm always here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question since I'm vlogging. What's one of the number 1 things in your mind that people need to do if they're looking to move here?
Make some money, man. Save money, man. Invest.
Get that bag?
You know, get that bag, man.
Go
Chase
get that
the
bag.
man.
That's what's up, bro.
Yes, sir, man.
What's your name?
Harris.
Harris. This Harris,
man.
y'all. Thank you, friend. I
No
appreciate
problem,
you,
man.
bro. Thank
Nice
you,
to see
big
you,
dog.
man.
Yep. So, look at that. The bag chasers is all here in Miami, too. I'm just sitting, chilling. They pull up on me in the wife beaters and they say, what up, though? People show me love. People don't have no smoke for time, dog. I do see a little bit of a dog right there. I'm not necessarily a fan. So we're going to move to the other side because I'm not really familiar with what other people's dogs is talking about and doing. But again, make sure you learn Spanish because, gosh, I got lint all in my beard. Spanish is absolutely vital in order for you guys to make sure that you really, really thrive and can experience it till its full capacity. A lot of people think that they can just learn English. Let me help you to understand something, fam. We're in a new world, right? We're in a land of many tongues. It's different here. And so we got to move a little bit differently. We got to be a little bit more strategic on how it is that we're going to take care of business. Anton is pivoting, making sure that just in case we got a small/large dog that jumps outside of the back of the pickup truck, that we're a little bit pivoted and we can just dip right into the car. You know what I'm saying? We not taking nothing for granted. We keep our head on a swivel. We move a little bit differently, and we're a little bit more focused than other people simply because when you're in spaces that you're not in 100% of the time, you got to be a little bit more careful and make sure that you're a little bit more familiar with what your territory is. But learn Spanish and make sure you stay focused on top of that. And don't get involved with nothing that you shouldn't be involved in, especially when they speak in a different language. You know what I'm saying? Second thing is, every neighborhood is not created equal. It's like a tale of multiple cities. Miami Beach is completely different from Miami. And when you dip over into Miami, Brickell is different than Wynwood. Wynwood is different than Overtown. Overtown is completely different from Little Haiti. Little Haiti is completely different than everywhere else. I mean, every single place and neighborhood has its own vibe. You can drive down the street and then you can hit one spot, and then once you hit a different spot, it's a completely different vibe, and it's a different level threat or safety level or whatever it is that you got going on. So you have to be very, very mindful of where you at, who you around. You could be fooled and you don't even know it, but you over here thinking everything is sweet because you hung out in Wynwood and the theme is graffiti everywhere, even though it's a very, very safe place. And then you move over into Overtown and you find yourself in a very difficult situation because you wasn't focused. So be careful where you go, what streets you on, your surroundings, because you can quickly turn from being a tourist that's having a good time, that think that you getting it and you having fun, to food on somebody else's plate, because it's extremes on all levels here. You got extreme poverty, extreme homelessness because of the weather and the climate, and then I hate when the thing gets stuck like this. I ain't gonna worry about it. And extreme success on that other level. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful, because the neighborhoods is not sweet. You will find yourself in a pickle and in a difficult situation, and you don't want to put yourself in that position at all. Last but not least, the third thing is that the people that stay here don't do the same thing as the people that visit, right? The people that stay here, they don't go to the beach. They don't go into the touristy areas most of the time. They hustle in the majority of the time. And they operate the same way that everybody else operate in other main cities, and that the majority of the places they not really familiar with. They not really out in the streets. They not over in the design district. They not hanging out, at the Italian restaurant on Miami Beach and then going to play tennis in the open areas and all of that other type of stuff. It's beautiful. It's great. But you have to be a tourist in your own city and be a tourist in the places that you visit, and that you need to get ultimately familiar with the places that's surrounding it and not just the places that's popular. A lot of people like to come here and they rent cars and they do their thing and all of that, but you also have to get familiar with what's happening in the neighborhoods and the culture behind what's going on here, because making an assessment of whether or not you want to move here just primarily based off of visiting and having a good time is not an accurate assessment of what it would be like to live here. The cost of living, your standard of living, not just the weather, because a lot of people wind up going up to Fort Lauderdale, which is getting pretty expensive in my opinion for the normal everyday person. Fort Lauderdale, and that's another thing. I'm gonna go over that in a completely different video. The difference between Fort Lauderdale and Miami, but your standard of living here versus your standard of visiting, because a lot of people stack up and then they come and visit or whatever, so on and so forth, and then they spend their time on Miami Beach and they think that they're gonna be doing it every day. It's completely different when you gotta, work your 9 to 5, you're working 10, 12 hours a day just to be able to survive, and then the cost of living is much different. You know what I'm saying? Don't be fooled by all of the BPLs and the different things and all of that type of stuff that's going on here. It's not what you think it is. You gotta be very careful and you gotta be mindful. So that's just a few tips from your Uncle Anton down here in Miami. I done flew back and forth, and I'll probably be here like at least 4 or 5 times just in December alone. So I'm always here, I'm always getting it, I'm always taking care of business, but I'm always bringing you along with me. So make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. A lot of vibes, a lot of good videos, a lot of awesome things, a lot of game, a lot of interviews, a lot of entertainment, and more importantly, it's a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in this phenomenal network. We thousands and thousands strong, and we want to be 10,000 strong by next year, by the end of next year. So make sure you tap into the Patreon, subscribe to the channel, Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to keep bringing y'all along with me. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.